All right, I'm going to put forth 3 songs tonight. 2 of them are brand new. And the first one is a song that relates to the fact that I just moved here about nearly 4 months ago now and left a special lady back in Florida. Her name is Nancy. And since there's just about 1,000 miles between us, we are relegated to talking quite a bit on the phone. Well, we just had a nice 4-day weekend together, but nevertheless, when we hang up, this song kind of expresses my sentiments. It's called I Die a Little Inside. Like a morning cup of coffee, you're how I like to start the day, and you keep my motor running and bring laughter to each day. There's no doubt about it, 2 peas in a pot, and the fact I ever found you, need to thank my lucky stars. But I die a little inside every time we have to say goodbye. There's no doubt this love I can't hide every time we have to say goodbye. Die a little inside. Facing life without you, empty at the best. Don't know if I can make it, just know you're my high place of rest. So many miles between us, it's what we do for now. Here's to being back together, holding hands some way, somehow. 'Cause I die a little inside every time we have to say goodbye. There's no doubt this love I can't hide every time we have to say goodbye. Die a little inside. Yes, you know it, what you mean, girl, mean to me. I may not always show it, but the truth is, you bring life to me. 'Cause I die a little inside every time we have to say goodbye. There's no doubt this love I can't hide every time we have to say goodbye. Die a little inside. Well, thank you. And this next one's brand new as well. After moving to Ann Arbor here, I need a little pick-me-up. So as I was starting to get a little depressed, I said, all right, I'm going to write a positive song. The song is called Time of My Life. Maybe I take a look around, and maybe I like this town. Some things you just can't know. This town may look good in snow, and in the end I will find them soaking up the sun, with cold beer in my hand on the shoreline, having fun every day and night. with old friends to my left and new friends to my right, having the time of my life. Crazy, yeah, I must confess, and hazy, yeah, it's foggy at best. The path it has led me here, like the lines on my face in the mirror. But in the end I will find I'm soaking up the sun, with cold beer in my hand on the shoreline, having fun every day and night, with old friends to my left and new friends to my right, having the time of my life. Time of my life. After all this dust is settled, all things become clearer in time. Perhaps someday I'll know the reason I put off having the time of my life. Time of my life. Time of my life. One more. This one too is about Nancy. Wrote it about 3 years ago. It's called The Best for Last. And I'm glad I started it with the capo, or we would have all been in trouble. Still amazed at the way that you kissed me. Still amazed at the look in my eyes. Can't believe that I've fallen this quickly. Aren't you glad, girl, you decided to try? God only knows what our love will mean tomorrow. I only know we can't live in the past. Together we'll strive to make the most of every moment, so we both can say the best for last. Feel of your hair on that dance floor, how we can laugh and talk all night, confess the things we're ashamed of, and reassure that it's alright. God only knows what our love will mean tomorrow. I only know we can't live in the past. Together we'll strive to make the most of every moment, so we both can say the best for last. Save the best for last. You make love so damn good, it's like a script out of Hollywood. and that means time away from you. Still being good, you know it's true. Still amazed at the way that you kissed me. Still amazed at the look in my eyes. Can't believe that I've fallen this quickly. Aren't you glad, girl, you decided to try?
Thanks, guys.
So I have a couple of songs actually that are, well, actually all three of them maybe are outdoorsy kinds of things. And this one is about an organization that planted trees. The men who worked for this organization, called the Civilian Conservation Corps, planted literally millions and millions and millions and millions of trees across the United States. And the Civilian Conservation Corps was a project during the Great Depression. Put a lot of young men to work, as I talk about in the song. And as it happens in the state of Michigan, probably because we were so severely logged and treated so badly by the lumber companies, conservation efforts started actually before the Civilian Conservation Corps started in Michigan. And so I give a little shout out for Michigan in here too. But anyway, the Civilian Conservation Corps doesn't have too many of its members left anymore. These were, as I say, were young men during the Great Depression. But they did a lot of wonderful things in the state parks. They built trails, and they built picnic shelters, and they built roads. They also fought fires when that was necessary during this period. And just an interesting bunch of guys. And it turns out I met many of them over the years through my father, who was a CCC boy. But that's in the song, so here it goes. Oh, here's to the CCC, how they dig in. Cheers to the CCC in the woods of Michigan. Through Mackinac to Chippewa, they come up from Detroit, Grand Rapids, Flint, and Lansing. They reclaimed Michigan's forests like the Huron Manistee, built fire trails, riverbanks, campsites, a lasting legacy. 500 million trees, they had good cause to boast. 500 million trees, no other state came close. So here's to the CCC and how they dig in. Cheers to the CCC in the woods of Michigan. When the forests of the garden were lumbered and left to burn, farmland and stream heading for trouble as the century turned. The market crashed in '29, there was no work for many. A dust cloud settling down on this once proud land of plenty. There were hobo boys in jungles, teens out on the street, young men on the farm, and even there they couldn't make ends meet. So when FDR was elected right away, he made a plan. He said, let's put those boys to work and let's restore our land. 250,000 enrollees in just a few months' time. From 33 to 42, there was 3.5 million, all in Roosevelt's Tree Army Soil Soldier CCC. They restored the woods, restored their lives, that's their history. With axe and maul and mattock, they leaned into their task, called it the College of Calluses, and they did all they were asked. California to Maine, Skyline Drive to Yellowstone. They made $30 a month, and all but 5 went home. 3 billion seedlings with Mackinac and ball. The message was, think ahead, and what they did will outlive us all. So here's to the CCC, how they dig in. Cheers to the CCC. And my dad was a CCC boy, as he so liked to be called. He went from home near Pittsburgh to Virginia's Front Royal. Then he got a job in Detroit. He served in World War II. Says after being in the seas, there was no work he could not do. And I met more CCC boys at reunions at Higgins Lake. They've slow to step, but they're quick of mind, a firm hand to shake. To a man, they've got great stories, and it's not just trees they grew themselves. They want that choice for the next generation, too. So here's a song for the CCC boys. Sing it in a national park. Sing it in a state forest, on a morning hike or at dark. Sing it once in gratitude for the men of my father's age. Sing it twice for the youngsters to be inspired by history's page. Oh, here's to the CCC, how they dig in. Cheers to the CCC in the woods of Michigan. Here's to the CCC, where it all begins. Cheers to the CCC in the woods of Michigan. And here's to the sea. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I was talking about outdoorsy songs in the middle of the summer. Had a chance to travel this summer to Colorado at a time of the summer when there was still lots of water in the streams, and flowing heavily from the snowmelt. It was just beautiful to walk up in the mountains. And reminded me of how a lot of the folks who are associated with nature, writers like Henry David Thoreau and others, John Muir, would have places that were very special to them where they would go. And in Thoreau's case, he had a great term for this special place where you can go get in nature and perhaps understand yourself through nature in ways you couldn't anywhere else. He called those kinds of places the center of the universe. And that's the title of his song. And I think about a wonderful nature poem by Gerard Manley Hopkins. The ending piece goes like this. He says, what would the world be once bereft of wet and of wildness? Let them be left, let them be left. Long live the weeds and the wilderness yet. At the center of the universe, where I go when I hurt, and again when I feel fine, touch base for a little time. At the center of the universe, where I go when I hurt, the center of the universe. Center of the universe, for eternity I rehearse. Center of the universe. the center of the universe. Things get better when they can't get worse. A quiet pond, stately pine, a different sense of space and time. Center of the universe, nature opens up her purse at the center of the universe. Center of the universe, a meadow grand as any church. Center of the universe. That poem by Hopkins is just a sonnet. Just 14 lines. And I thought of it up there in those Colorado rushing rivers and creeks filled with snowmelt water. As Hopkins talks about a creek, he uses a Scottish dialect word. He calls it a burn. But that's where he starts his musings. He says, "This darksome burn, horseback brown, its roll rock high road roaring down, in fleece and in foam, the coop of its cove flutes, and low to the lake falls home. A wind-puffed bonnet of fawn froth turns and twindles over the broth of a pool, so pitch black it rounds and rounds despair to drowning. Decked with dew, dappled with dew, are the groins of the braes that the brook treads through. Wiry heath packs, flitches of fern, and the bead bunny ash that sits o'er the burn. What would the world be once bereft of wet and of wildness? Let them be left. Ah, let them be left. Long live the weeds and the wilderness yet." At the center of the universe, oh, where I go when I hurt, and again when I feel fine, touch base for a little time. At the center of the universe, a meadow grand as any church. Center of the universe. Center of the universe, senses fill and joy will burst. Center of the universe. Okay, another outdoorsy song. Another outdoorsy one that I wrote kind of all in a burst. This wasn't one of those songs that required weeks and weeks of thinking and or research like the Civilian Conservation Corps song. This one just came all out in one burst while walking around one evening during that very special time of day on Mackinac Island. Because there are no cars, right? And a lot of the people who were there for just the day have gone home. And when nighttime comes, and if you're lucky enough to have a place to stay on the island overnight, you get to this, what I thought of was just this amazing opportunity to be in this wonderful spot. And the moon came up, and so did this song in 3/4 time. Straight of Mackinac, moonlight, a breezy white carousel, a watery chalkboard erasing the worries I knew too well. Mackinac, nights at Mackinac, up north where my compass points true. Mackinac, days at Mackinac, boats passing by on the blue. Strait of Mackinac, midnight a time, so silent and as sweet. The freshness in things is regathering on every dark pathway and street. Mackinac, nights at Mackinac, north where my compass points true. Mackinac, days at Mackinac, boats passing by on the blue. But when the winds rattle me, people battle me, too many things feeling tight. The way I unclench my mind is thinking of northern times, water, shore, and the light. Strait of Mackinac morning, the light comes up through the mist. The sun takes over his day job, and tonight there's the moon on his list. Mackinac, nights at Mackinac, up north where my compass points true. Mackinac, days at Mackinac, boats passing by on the blue. When the winds rattle me, people battle me, too many things feeling tight. The way I unclench my mind is thinking of northern times, water, the shore, and the light. Straight of Mackinac moonlight, the breezy white carousel, a watery chalkboard erasing the worries I knew too well. Mackinac, nights at Mackinac, up north where my compass points true. Mackinac, days at Mackinac, boats passing by on the blue. Boats passing by on the blue. Thank you.